Episode 99 on the Loaded Couch. Horizon Zero Dawn as told by Celk. Speech on Halo Wars 2 again. More Switch deets. Scotchy's moving to North Dakota. Questions from listeners.
Beer.
Reach in at your own risk. This is the Loaded Couch.
All right, we're back. Episode 99 of the Loaded Couch. I'm Scotch Hound.
And Celtic Fox.
And we are drinking stouts this evening, guys. So let's...
Homework.
That's right. Finally, all of us are on the same page, starting off the show. All right, so in our beer mash, Pidge, what are you drinking? What are you slurp sipping?
I'm drinking, it's called a Mélange number 14 from the brewery. It's an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels. It's, what did I call it last week? Like barrels?
I don't remember.
Orange County, California. It's dark brown. It's 13.4% alcohol on an empty stomach.
13.4. It's kind of weird.
He's going to be feeling real good in the second block.
Yeah.
Probably halfway.
Nice. Calc, what are you drinking?
Drinking Unorthodox. It's from Two Roads. Ferns. It's from Two Roads Brewing. It's their Russian Imperial Stout. They're out of Stratford, Connecticut.
What did we have from Two Roads before?
I've had a couple of theirs. I've had one of their farmhouses.
Okay, I think that's what it was. The farmhouse stays on.
Yep, and I had their Pilsner. They make good stuff. This one's 9.2% alcohol.
Dang.
And myself, I'm drinking a Samuel Smith from Sam Smith Old Brewery, Imperial Stout
Songs?
from North York's England Black and 7.0% alcohol.
They make that really good with it. Sam Smith Nutty Brown, the Nut Brown.
Yeah. That was the other one. The guy at the liquor store was saying, he's like, if you haven't tried that one, and I'm pretty sure that I did. It was a while ago, but
yeah, it's one of their classic ones. It's really good.
Yeah.
Is that the guy who like hoards all the good beer for himself?
Yeah, he keeps the good stuff in a case up in the office. Yes, exactly.
All the rare beer.
If I ask about it, then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, wait, let me go up to the office and grab them." Well, no, he just doesn't keep them down there because doesn't want theft of the $10 bottles.
Oh, speaking of beer, I went into the liquor store today, and I was asking about the Sam Adams Utopia beers. Because I want to try it. It's on my bucket list. They're like, no, we haven't gotten one since 2015, and before that it was 2013. So I'm guessing they come out every 2 years. And that's
those are those like really limited run ones, right?
Yeah, it's like 25% alcohol.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And I was like, well, how much beer comes in it? She's like 20 ounces. I'm like, okay, well, how much does it cost?
It's like $40.
She's like $300.
What?
I'm like, dude. I'm like, all right, I gotta muster up.
I think that's something you just keep in the wine cellar with the others.
Yeah, that's what they said. She's like, a lot of people just buy and just keep it. I'm like, but why?
Yeah,
she's like, I don't know. It's like above my pay grade and above my knowledge. I'm like, okay. But if I'm telling you, I might actually do it. Just like, it's like a once in a lifetime beer.
Well, you're gonna drive around with it in the passenger seat, strap it in real nice.
When
the cops come, you'll hear a story like he's drinking St. Anne's Utopia and doesn't care what the cops are doing.
Yeah, lock the doors and finish.
You know why I pulled you over? Because I'm drinking St. Anne's Utopia. You son of a bitch.
It's really no different than wine. I mean, some people buy bottles and keep them for 20 years. So,
but wine gets better with age. To
I
a
guess
certain
you
extent.
just keep this bad boy for like a special occasion.
Like my boniversary.
There you go. What was it? The last time you had a boner?
Which was 2000. It was back in August. Okay. Oh no, last November. 2 Novembers ago.
All right. Anyway, in beer news, 25 years ago, Celk's favorite beverage was released to the masses, and Celk, we did partake in a little bit of this when we went to Florida that year. Remember?
Yeah, we've had quite a bit of this. God, I feel old. 25 years ago.
How old were you 25 years ago? 20?
Not quite.
Let's not say. Anyway, Miller Coors is ready to resurrect Zima.
Zima. I never had Zima.
Pete Coors, who ran Coors back when Zima was first rolled out, blames that marketing and packaging for Zima.
Yeah.
I think Pigeon would be a fan of Zima, actually.
What's the alcohol content? Like 4?
It doesn't matter. It tastes like soda.
It's a malt liquor.
No, I can't.
It's like a thick Sprite.
It's like Sprite or a clear Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but it's like a thick version of it.
Or clear Pepsi, whatever.
Crystal clear Pepsi.
Yeah,
no way.
clear.
Nope. Don't do it. I can't do it. Then it'll make me die sooner from my diabetes.
Diabetes. Well, I think the big thing back then was to throw a Jolly Rancher in it, right?
Yeah. Put it in
I saw
that was
when I
like
was
the high
looking
school
up the
thing?
image.
The ladies?
It had a Zima plus a Jolly Rancher equals heart. What kind of Jolly Rancher though?
Watermelon.
Oh my god.
The watermelon or the cherry?
I was gonna say grape.
Fruit punch. Oh, Scotchy's making purple drink.
Exactly. Well, grape covers everything, and I'm assuming thick Sprite would taste better with grape in
Put
it.
a shot of Robitussin in there.
There you go.
It doesn't DM. So how was it? Was it good?
I mean, for the time, I guess we thought it was decent.
Just being below age or the drinking age, it was like,
yeah. I mean, we felt.
Yeah, but I mean,
special.
the guy blames marketing and packaging. Do you believe him? I don't.
No,
I mean, the packaging looks cool.
I think it was a fad that just went out.
Yeah.
I think it's soon. It was too soon before and then anything came. It came out too soon.
I'm trying to.
If it came out now, like if no one ever heard of Zima, it'd be like, holy shit, Zima's the best.
It's a whole new generation. I mean, 25 years, shit. I mean, all the kids that are drinking at the bars weren't even born. So, I'm trying to remember too. I don't think there were flavors, were there, Scotchy? And I think the new lineup's going to be like 6 different types of flavors.
Of Zima? Mm-hmm. Do you think they're just doing a deal with Jolly Rancher and just taking it themselves?
No, Jolly Rancher would never go near that. Come on.
Why not?
Hey, kids, buy Jolly Ranchers and a Zima.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Amazon's high-tech grocery store will let you grab a beer and walk out.
Nice.
Later.
Amazon unveiled its plans for Amazon Go. Customers enter the stores by checking in with their smartphones, which will track everything customers take from shelves and charge their Amazon account after they walk out.
How do they do that? Like, what if your phone's turned off?
You won't be able to buy anything.
Alarms
will go off.
I would think there's something to do with the shopping cart too. Maybe there's like a scanner with the shopping cart.
Maybe, or robots come down from the ceiling, like in Monsters Inc.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, The Incredibles too, right? Edna mode, and then the gun comes down, and guest or whatever. They're plus fun. Yeah. So yes, you will be carded before you leave the store.
Son of a bitch.
So are carded, I guess, because we have the new swipe option with the card. There's still not going to be one person in that store then.
No, they said that there's going to be at least 3, I think.
Okay, shelf stalkers and stuff.
Dude, this brings up an interesting point. It's like seeing this, and Mark Cuban was in an interview, and he said that the new tech jobs will be the automation of automation.
Yep.
If that makes any sense. Like, computers are going to write their own codes now.
So then what do we end up doing?
I guess we're just going to monitor these computers writing code, so it's not like malicious and Skynet. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if,
but it's like
you need to write. Like at work, I'm actually getting ready to pitch an idea for a patent, and you have to.
Don't do it. Just do it. We'll do it.
That's what my wife keeps saying too. You need to do automation software for autonomous things. Is kind of what you're getting at. I don't know if the computers will actually write their own code, but
I don't know, man. It's getting scary.
Yeah, but
everything's so high tech now.
Yeah, my pitch has to do with autonomous things coming. So,
and that's all you're gonna say, and we'll discuss it after the show.
It's my $1 million idea.
That's it. Movie talk. Celk, what'd you watch?
I caught about 3/4 of Finding Dory.
Oh, come on! You gotta watch the whole thing, Pidge.
Yeah. Speaking of Pixar talk, yeah, it was okay. I had heard mixed things about it in the theater, so I mean, from what I saw, it seemed a lot like the first one.
Yeah, but I thought it was charming.
Yeah. I mean, Dory's funny. How she can't remember something for 30 seconds ago, but it was okay.
What about Becky?
Becky, which one was?
You trust Becky with a bucket on her head?
Yeah,
the bird that just like pecks at the ground.
Yeah,
and
I would recommend it as a rental or something like that, but definitely don't buy it, or I wouldn't have gone to the theater to see it.
I went to the theaters and saw it. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was actually, I mean, like you said, it probably wasn't better than the original.
Yeah.
I mean, usually with these Pixar movies, the original's a lot better than, because it's just something new.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just kind of, they just rehash what they've done and just, better quality, I guess. Mm-hmm. But the story was neat.
All right, Paige, what'd you watch?
I watched the Terminator, the original.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I was listening to the podcast a couple episodes ago with you guys, the Fox and Hound show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you were talking about John Wick, how your wife was saying that he like changes his clip a lot. And it's more realistic. Well, the Terminator never changes his clip.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, no. The shotgun's just always full, right?
Yeah, he always just clicks the shotgun and has endless bullets.
The 2-pump shotgun. The guy's just pumping away a driving car. I'm like, holy shit. He's got like 15 mags.
Right.
But yeah, like even his handgun, like it was just awesome. I was just loving it. And the other scene where he like pokes his eye out with a scalpel. He's like totally not determined, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like a dummy model.
Mm-hmm.
You see him like the jerky movement with his mouth open, like. I mean, it's the 80s, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And the other movie,
this
is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think I watched it 4 times this week already. It's Step Brothers. I just licked a belly full of white turds, and you're going to tell me all this bad shit?
No, what's Will Ferrell's brother's name?
Dale?
Yeah, but no, what the actor's name?
John C. Reilly.
That's it. Yeah, so he was actually in one of the movies I watched as well.
He was Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm going to wreck it. Yeah. No, actually, I watched some of Guardians of the Galaxy with Jonas. I didn't actually write that down, but do you remember his character was in that?
That's a really good movie. I could watch that over and over.
Yeah.
He was in that movie?
Yeah, he was one of the guys from the City Watch that kind of helped the guys out. He ended up being married to the red woman at the end, the red baby and stuff.
The bug-eyed lady, and he repaired the ship at the end.
Yes, yeah.
I can't remember that.
Jeez. Anyway, myself, I watched Star Trek. The first one, not the old, but the new with what's his name? Pine? Yes, Chris Pine. I almost said Chris Pratt, but that's not him. And then I also watched Star Trek's Into Darkness with Khan.
So there's one, there's two, and then there's this Into Darkness, right? That's the third one?
No.
There's Into Darkness is
the second one.
Yeah, I have the third one. I forget what the hell it's called.
Right, yeah, I didn't watch that one.
I thought
with Cumberbatch.
That was the third one.
No. Cumberbatch was Khan. That was the second one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The third one's with that like super white skinned alien girl. They're like crashed on some planet.
No, I got to find the name. It's bothering me.
All right. Anyway, in movie news, Alien Covenant cast. There's a photo revealed. Yeah. Has anybody seen any of the trailers yet for it?
I did see the trailer and I did see the photo. The photo is quite the cast, I should say. Numbers wise, there's like 20 people in the photo, so I'm assuming there's going to
kind of like a Game of Thrones show.
There's going to be a lot of chest exploding with the alien coming out of a lot of people.
Star Trek Beyond.
Star Trek Beyond.
Okay.
Yes, it's quite the big cast, but the two big standouts in it is James Franco and Danny McBride are both in.
He's actually writing it, I think.
Who's that?
Danny McBride.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if like they're gonna, if Danny McBride's gonna add a little bit of a humor to the character or to the role, or
I do not like him,
or if he's just gonna try and go for a different character than he normally plays. And Franco, I have no idea what kind of character he's gonna be.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the two of them together, there's got to be some kind of
Yeah, but
comedy, huh?
Franco did
Yeah.
pretty good in that movie where he cut his own arm off. I actually like that one.
127 hours.
Yeah.
God, I'm like the Rain Man when it comes to stupid stuff.
Movie titles.
Anyway, Dan McBride did not rate it. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So Predator reboot cast photo revealed as well.
Nice.
It seems like it's the week of reveals.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris?
So did,
Oh.
Now, is it gonna? It's a reboot, so it's starting at 1 again.
yeah, did anyone see this photo?
No.
No, I don't look at movie photos. I look at movies.
Yeah.
Movies.
Yeah.
So
Gotta love those movies.
Olivia Munn is in it.
Okay.
Wing.
Chuck Norris's girlfriend.
Chuck's girlfriend from the TV show.
Chuck Norris' girlfriend must be like 70-something years old.
I forget her name, the blonde in that TV show, Chuck. The one.
I'll look it up.
And,
Oh, okay.
and Keegan Michael Key is in it.
Which one's that? Is that the tall black guy or the
Yes.
short?
The,
I think.
the tall one.
I think
Key
it's the
and
tall
Peele.
bald one, right?
Yeah, tall bald. And he's got like this serious look on his face holding a machine gun. So
Is he the one that wrote that movie, that thriller movie that's coming out?
I'm not
The
sure.
Michael Jackson remake.
No, it's a movie where like it's a white girl with a black boyfriend. She takes it back to the house, and they're like,
No, that's
Sorry, that-
Jordan Peele. That's the other guy.
I get them confused.
Yeah.
They're both the same.
You jackass.
Keegan Michael
Jesus.
Key, to give you an idea of like his acting ability, he did the voice of the reporter in Hunt the Truth.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes, that's
yeah,
right.
I remember
Yes.
Which was really, really freaking good podcast. So,
that. Right.
Oh my gosh, I tweeted out to your boy Larry Herb
uh-huh.
and Phil Spencer if they're gonna do like a TV show based off of the Hunt the Truth,
They totally could.
and they totally didn't respond back.
Like CSI do their own.
They don't like
Hunt
you.
the
They,
Truth.
they were looking at your Reddit rating and they went and to decide if they're going to comment or not.
Got a couple karmas here and there. Calc, I will throw you 3,000 loaded couch coins if you could even give me the first letter of her first name or the first letter of her last name
Which?
for Chuck Norris's girlfriend or whatever he's. Chuck's
She's
girlfriend.
all I know is she's like Polish. She's like something ski. Right?
Okay, well, no, she's not. Well, her parents were Polish, but she was raised in Australia.
Okay.
So what's that make her?
Polish kangaroo.
Kind of
Yep.
smart.
Kind of. Ivan Stravosky.
Stravinsky. There
It's
you
not Ivan.
No,
Okay.
he got.
All
the
right, guess
ski
what?
part.
What's
What?
that?
Calc's favorite. We have another photo reveal.
Nice.
Great, I love it.
Han Solo spin-off movie cast shown and filming has begun.
Nice. Yeah, this has.
All I read about is the young Lando Calrissian's in it.
Yeah, I forget his
Danny
name.
Glover.
Donald Glover.
Get too old for this shit.
Did any of you guys see the movie Beautiful Creatures?
No.
It's like
No.
like a witchcraft.
No, I'm
type
not a
of movie.
13-year-old girl.
Well, like supposedly the guy in that plays Han Solo.
That's surprising. Most people that call you up on the phone think you are. Can we speak to your father, please?
Please put your parents on. Jane, can you put your mom and dad on?
I never got the parents part. I did get the Jane a lot.
Jane Sullivan.
But anyway, I'm glad they casted Danny Glover for this.
Nice.
And Woody Harrelson's in this.
Is that guy turning anything down anymore?
I don't know. He's like I cashed in on that whole Hunger Games thing. So
Yeah, and then he was in that Now You See Me. Is that what it was?
now you see
Yeah,
me.
now you
one,
see me
two.
1 and 2.
Yep. And then he was also in the that zombie
White man
thriller.
can't jump.
Zombieland or
Zombieland.
What was
Yeah.
his name? Was he Wichita?
What?
I think he was Wichita, right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Wichita in what movie?
Zombieland.
Zombieland, man. Tell me you
You don't
never
remember.
saw Zombieland.
No, I saw Zombieland, but I don't remember his name being Wichita.
They were all named
mean-
after the city they were going to.
Tallahassee.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's
No,
not
that's
like
his
he's
name.
doing
His name was
bad.
Tallahassee.
It's not like he's doing
was-
bad movies or anything, but he has been doing a whole lot of stuff lately, hasn't he?
Yeah. He was in True Detective also.
Yeah, let's.
Oh yeah.
Shall we check out?
They were both
what he was
directors,
in?
weren't they, or producers? Directors?
He just did that though so he could sleep with Daddario.
Jackass.
Double D, right? He's also in War for the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
Nice.
He's also in.
Was he the bald ape?
He might be the bald ape that evolved millions of years later.
Okay.
And he was in 999, which is supposed to be a good movie. And also in Cheers.
Yeah, like I said, it's not like he's been doing bad movies. It just seems like he's been doing a whole lot lately.
He's locking down that whole.
busy, right?
He's locking down his retirement.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, you can retire after like 2 movies in Hollywood.
As long as you live in the slums of Hollywood afterward.
I love you, Rock.
Yeah. TV talk. Pidge, lead us off with what you watched.
It's just the typical New Girl and Man with a Plan. Nothing really special.
All right, Celk.
I watched Taboo, and
Actually, my wife wants to watch it with me, so this is awesome.
yeah, it's really good. My wife loves it. Again, she just loves Tom Hardy, and the way
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
and the way he talks the whole fucking time too.
Is that the t-shirt and jeans guy?
No, that's Liam Hemsworth, isn't it? I don't know.
Ed Hardy, you're thinking?
Oh, Ed Hardy, that's right.
Ed Hardy? Oh, who's Ed Hardy?
The designer T-shirt guy.
Come on!
The super, like, ballsy dragon green red color shirt guy.
The glitter bombs all over him. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I watched Taboo. I guess there was an episode last night, but I didn't watch it because my wife's out of town, so I'll wait for her.
You DVR it or you do the...
Yeah, we
like,
do
FX?
DVR. We have the Comcast on demand. Legion, the new FX show, and I finished Mars.
Dude, well, before you get to Mars, I know you're going to talk about Mars. I heard Legion was pretty good. Is it up to what everyone's saying?
Yes.
Yes, it's good, but it's weird as all hell. It's
good.
It's really good. It's good.
I mean, it is a little hard to follow, but I think it's still just a lot of trying to mess with your mind. And then it's just going to find out all kind of click after like a few more episodes.
Well, yeah, I mean, Scotchy, we'll go into it because I know that's what you watched too. But I watched the like little 2-minute video with the director of the show, and what he was saying is he wants you to watch the show and be as tripped out in your mind as the character is in the show, which he's doing very well because it's a really fucking weird show, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Whoa! What the fuck? Lots of curses.
Jeez, F-bombs everywhere. The lead actor in that, he's doing a really good job, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got a couple questions for you guys. One is there any known like mutants in the show?
Now, yeah, Calc, I got a question. The girl that he's in love with.
Question upon a question.
Yeah.
That's Rogue?
So, no. What I've read, because I was kind of lost after the first episode, was...
Or Rogue's daughter?
It's in the same... It's kind of parallel to the whole X-Men that we know.
Yeah.
But they said you'll never cross paths or see the X-Men that we're all familiar with. So it's
similar abilities.
Similar abilities, and I was completely lost, but people said if you read the comics, this follows the comics very specifically, and it's not really spoiling anything. The guy in the show is Professor X's son.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
So they said if you read the comic like right away, you know that this guy with these psychological issues, he's Professor X's son.
Okay.
That girl that he's in love with though, that Sid, that's who you're talking about, Sydney or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't.
She kind of has like a rogue-ish ability.
Yeah, I don't.
Where you can't touch her.
If she's relation to anybody. Yeah, I don't know if she's relation or for a while there, I still think she's just completely made up in his mind.
That's possible. Yeah, because a lot of the time she's not with other people.
Exactly.
Or at least nobody else is really interacting with her.
It's a whole Mr. Robot thing.
And real quick, Scotch.
Real quick.
So this show, how is it in comparison, or is it better than Daredevil, Luke Cage, and I'm not even going to mention
this is kind of, for me, thus far, I mean, I haven't seen the whole season, so I can't completely compare. What is there? There's only two episodes right now.
Well, just compare it to when the first couple episodes.
Right. I would say it's more along the lines of Daredevil good. I'd say it's probably better than Luke Cage, personally.
You're just doing it because Luke Cage was black.
No, not at all. I mean, there were things that I liked about the Luke Cage, like the music interludes between different things, and kind of adding that, like, I don't know, it's not exactly like a pause in between storytelling.
It's way better
Like a
than
cool
Jessica
interlude.
Jones, I can tell you that.
It's kind of trippy, and I should probably watch it.
It's very trippy.
Right.
It's very trippy.
All right. I just don't want to watch the commercials.
Anyway, so yeah, and you also watched Mars, and that's really good, right?
Yes, very.
You knew something had to happen at the end.
What is that, 6 episodes?
Thus far for season 1.
I think it was 6, yeah. Yep.
All right, myself, I watched Legion, as you just heard. Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay, yeah, I've watched a couple episodes of that one. Did he have anyone
on
famous?
Nat Geo.
Famous on
No,
that?
I watched the Game of Thrones one with Whiskers.
Okay.
And it had Bran Stark's character on there, though, that can interview with Bran Stark's character.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, they get in this, it's kind of almost like a podcast type of show.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, it's interesting. Then I also watched some more Workaholics. It's just a great show. And Walking Dead, of course.
Now, I want to mention something with The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know I'm actually caught up to the mid-season.
Okay.
I guess, and then after the Super Bowl, the rest of the season continues. I'm caught up to before the Super Bowl, and I was saying how Negan is not a good character.
Right.
He actually reminds me of myself, like a total asshole, and like the one part where he wanted to see Carl's
eyeball.
his, eyeball. He's like, "Holy shit, that's gross."
I'm still on the fence whether I like him or not. I
he
started
gets
watching it again. I think I got like 3 more episodes to be caught up.
Right. I mean, it's actually bringing me back in up to that point. But I like his character, but his scenes are just drawn out. It is really
Yeah. Well, I think
That's
the
the only
thing,
problem.
they're trying to, because thus far with the mid-season preview and the episode after that I've watched, he hasn't been in it. Well, if he has, it's been a very little bit. So, so I think they're just giving you a whole lot to start with.
Who do you hate more, Negan or the governor?
No, totally Negan.
Yeah, Negan. His scenes, like I said, his scenes are so just like drawn out and just. But man, he's a total douchebag like me.
Yeah. Anyway,
You agree with
in TV news. That's right, yeah, I had to. In TV news, HBO and WWE are working together on an Andre the Giant documentary.
I want to hear Kelk's impression of Andre the Giant from.
It'll be an in-depth look at Andre Rene Rosamov's upbringing in France, as well as his WWE and Hollywood careers. It would actually have been WWF at the time.
Yep.
Yes, it is. But
And Hollywood careers.
what is it? Trademark or copywriting or something like that?
Right.
I saw a tweet. I follow the Twitter profile Historical Pictures. And it had a tweet of Andre the Giant's
Bob Ross.
his hand holding a can of beer. And the can of beer looked like a little kid's set, like a play set can. Like it didn't even look like a real can. The guy
You
was
sure it doesn't look like one of those maybe the small orange juices that you get at a diner?
It could be, but he was freaking
They charge
massive.
you about-
$7 for it?
Yeah, I know. Pigs. Oh my gosh, I'll be interested. I like to
cans.
watch it. I have HBO until I don't have
Oh
it
yeah,
anymore.
and rest in peace, George the Animal Steel.
Oh yes, for real.
All right, Peter Capaldi, the 12th actor. 12th actor, okay.
This is your show.
Has announced that he will be leaving the cult sci-fi show Doctor Who after the 2017 Christmas special. His decision to leave coincides with the exit of showrunner Stephen Moffat.
Isn't there like only 12 doctors? Like, isn't he technically supposed to be the last one?
I don't know, because
Like the doctor can only come back.
Get whiskers on.
It was like 11 or 12 times. I think somewhere I saw he was supposed to be like the last one, but they're gonna write in some kind of weird loophole where he can like come back. And then I did see too. There's possibilities going of like some online petition to have the doctor be a female this time.
Oh, I had heard about that. Yeah.
I'm going to write a petition for it to be a transgender. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to petition to be an animal. Like, what the hell? Who cares if it's a boy or a girl?
Oh, it's always been a guy. It's the way they think the story was originally written.
You're a sexist pig.
They're saying
Trump.
that right now. There's some people that they think or some women I think that they were talking about that would make a good
Yeah,
doctor.
they're pushing for
Margot Robbie.
Tilda Swinton, I think is her name. She played the ice queen or ice witch in the Chronicles of Narnia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Margot Robbie too. I think she played the Harley Quinn character in Suicide Squad.
Oh, speaking of Margot Robbie, I did watch another movie. We watched Tarzan. She was in that.
Oh yeah, that was on TV. I was watching the beginning of it. It seemed interesting, but I turned it off because I know I wouldn't stay awake.
You'd stay awake for Margot Robbie.
Mm.
Yeah, she wasn't on it right away, so I wouldn't stay awake. But I knew she was in it, and my wife was sleeping, and I didn't want to night rape her. This beer is hitting me hard.
I was gonna say, all right, let's lead us into what you think your beer.
It is a yay for me. At first, it has this strong cocoa flavor, like a chocolate flavor. But after a few sips, it kind of like that forefront taste of the chocolate subsides, and you taste that bourbon barrel more, and it actually gets a lot better. So it kind of blends in the chocolate with the bourbon.
Okay.
After a few sips, and it actually is really good, and I would get this again.
Okay, Celk.
But I want to read the food pairings too.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, go ahead. You go do that, and I'll get it up.
All right, for me, it's a yay. It's got a little bite to it, and that's what they were going for. They said it's a aggressively hopped imperial stout. This is the Two Roads Unorthodox. It's saying on here it's made with 4 characters. Rye. Now, can somebody tell me what the hell treacle is? It says
Scotch.
Rye, treacle, chocolate, and espresso. Treacle with
How do you spell it?
Treacle. Treacle.
Yeah, I've heard of it, and I don't remember what the hell it is now.
British term for molasses.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I knew that.
You looked it up quick.
Okay,
Thank
Rayman.
you.
How many
Thank you,
toothpicks
Bing.
are on the floor?
296. 296.
But
Yep.
yeah,
Charlie Babbitt.
it's a yay for me. It's good. It's definitely got like I said, a little bite to it, but a smoky, darkier roast. So I don't know if I want some kind of beef with it.
You take some beef with that.
Hot beef.
Yeah. All right. Pidge, you got your pairing?
Yes, I have it up. The last one's great. So the food pairing on the website from the brewery for the Mélange number 14, it's Marrakech phone Greek Gouda. And I know Celk loves that.
Gouda
Butternut
cheese.
squash, butternut squash soup.
Oh, I
Short
love butternut
rib,
squash soup.
Fern. Short rib Wellington pot pie, fondue Borgianoni, and homemade Three Musketeers bars. How the hell do you make Three Musketeer bar? I thought they just
It's
pumped them out of a machine.
Made
That
out
was
of
it.
nougat, right? What is that stuff that they?
How do you make
It is
nougat?
nougat.
Go ahead. I'll give you 4,000 loaded couch coins. if you
Got to
tell
be
me how to
made
make-
with some kind of marshmallow.
Wrong.
You have no idea. All right. Yeah. Anyway, my Sam Smith stout is really good. I don't know how to say it, but there is definitely a specific taste to the British beers, and this has that. It's really smooth though. It's a nice stout. It's not overly smooth like a Guinness or anything, but it does have a nice flavor to it. Check it out. No pairing for me. But let's get a refill on our beers, and we'll be back with Let's Talk Games.
For more from the Loaded Couch, check us out on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
If you like me and would like to follow me on Twitter at Pigeon Pegleg and also on Twitch, Pigeon Pegleg. Pigeon Pegleg.
Hey, this is Scotchhound. If you want to hear more from me, you can check me out on Twitter at Scotchhound_LC or on Twitch at Scotchhound. All right, we're back with Let's Talk Games.
Games.
All right. Beer number 2. Celk, lead us off.
I'm drinking another Unorthodox, the Two Roads Brewing, their Russian Imperial Stout. It's getting smoother and smoother as the night goes on, and I'm getting a little bit more tipsy.
I was going to say the alcoholic content's not going down now.
No.
It's getting smoother, but the alcoholic content's the same.
Staying the same.
Yeah. Pitch?
I'm drinking the same, and my glass is probably twice as full now.
The Mélange.
Rude. Mélange 14 from the Brewery. I'm screwed.
And that's Brewery with the Breuery. Myself, I changed it up with a Murphy Stout. It's bottled by Heineken UK Limited. And it's a draft style stout out of Edinburgh. I'm going to say Scotland because I think that's where it's at. Although they just call it UK. Color's black and it's 4% alcohol.
Oh, 4%. That's like drinking a coffee.
It is. It's really good. All right, games. What did we play this past week? Celk, go ahead.
So I went back to Astroneer. I hopped back.
Updates, right?
Yeah, a couple updates to stabilize it. I hopped on it after watching Mars. I really think you guys would like this game. It's just very chill. The music, the sounds. It's
nope. It's not steep.
It's very Minecraft-esque, and I only played for about a half hour or so, but it was later at night, and I was just laid back on the couch and kind of was just chilling out and relaxing. It's really cool.
With his hand in his pants.
Yeah, I created some
Bundy.
power and oxygen tethers so I could go further away from the base, and I found like an underground cave, stuff like that.
Tethers, huh?
Yeah, you need tethers, or else you're not going to be able to get far away from your base. You'll run out of power.
Just make cobblestone steps.
Yeah, right. I think you guys would really like it. I don't know what the price is on it still. I think I got it for $20, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, I think it is.
Put it on the Loaded Couch account, jerk.
No, I didn't actually, because I thought it was one we were all going to kind of pick up and play like Minecraft. So
I still might pick it up. I mean, it's only $20. Yeah, what the hell.
All right, what else did you play? We know you really want to talk about it.
That, and it's supporting the developers, so that's why I did it.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
The other developer,
because if after the preview program, it's like $40.
Yeah, it's gonna double. The other developer I supported last night was 343 and Creative Assembly. I bought Halo Wars 2. Jim, go to sleep. We're gonna talk for a couple minutes, and
no, when we get we're gonna fucking talk about it like for 3 hours, like we did last episode.
Nah, it's pretty decent. I'm a big RTS fan. I was talking to 40K at work.
I'm surprised you didn't pick up XCOM 2.
I was going to, but I wanted to try this because I'm actually a much bigger RTS fan than I am of the XCOM games.
Ooh.
What the hell?
Tell me how you really feel, Jim. But no, I was telling 40K at work, one of the cool parts about it is this Blitz mode, which I only did the tutorial, and my son actually did the tutorial tonight. It's like a card combat game. Is that what they call it? The CCG, whatever. You basically have a card deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that.
And there's no base building. You literally just start the mission, and they're anywhere from like 7 to 10 minutes long, and it's different maps, different terrain, and you start with your card deck, and depending on the amount of power energy that you have, you can use that type of card. So a lot like Pokemon or Magic or even Hearthstone. You need X amount of crystals or gems to be able to use that card. And you just call in those types of troops, and you battle for the other position points against the enemy. It's really fast. I don't know the controls well enough yet to really be good at it. But I played about 4 or 5 hours of the campaign so far. And the cutscenes are amazing. The Blur Studios that does the cutscenes they should just make a TV show.
Yeah, because they did a cutscenes for Halo 2, the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, the remastered. The cutscenes are awesome. I think the story is really good. Some people online are kind of knocking it, saying the story is really nothing special. It holds your hand. It takes you through it perfectly fine. I'm not looking for any type of like revolutionary thing. And what
if it's like the hardcore players that are like,
Yeah, it's probably the hardcore, like the StarCraft players that play on the PC and shit. They're kind of knocking it, but it's the lazy man's RTS. You can kind of kick back and enjoy it. I think the controls are fine. The story's good enough, and I think Atriox is a badass. I would love to see more.
Who's Atriox?
He's the brute commander,
The gorilla?
The big gorilla dude. There's a really badass scene in the cutscenes with Atriox, and I won't give anything away. But I don't know how the story ends, obviously, but I hope we can see Atriox in the actual Halo universe, because they do a lot of mentioning and talking about Master Chief and the... this takes place like right after Halo 5, I think, or at the same time, because there's a lot of talk about the Forerunners and all those like different pylon type of things that we went through in Halo 5. So you see a lot of that stuff mentioned in the stories, and some of your characters are actually fighting on Forerunner technology stuff. So it's all intertwined. So I hope maybe Atriox is part of like Halo 6 or whatever, you know. Again, I don't know how this one ends, so I can't say if he's still around, but he's really badass.
Now, let me get a question for you. Do you think there could be a spinoff with whatever his name is again?
Who? Atriox?
Atriox?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know how this ends, like from a story point of view, but this villain is really, really awesome. I mean, the fact that the Covenant were afraid of this guy and that he like basically took over or bitch slapped the Covenant just shows like the power. They mention how like the Covenant was kind of using the brutes as on these like suicide missions, and they would send.
Okay, I was going to say I thought I had heard about the brutes being they were kind of involved in.
They were involved in all the other Halo stories, and the Covenant were trying to use them. And what they talk about is they were using 40 brutes at a time. They were sending them out in these little squads, and at one time 39 of the brutes died, but this one came back, and that was Atriox. So they sent him out again, and he kept coming back over and over as the only one to survive. And finally, he just created such a lore and legend of himself that the other brutes turned with him, and they like took over the Covenant.
Right.
It's kind of like Master Chief.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. I think that, you know, again, I don't see what kind of the knocking. I know it's getting like an 8 out of 10 as an average across the board, which is really decent. It's, you know, it's obviously nothing stellar, but it's good. I mean, if you're interested in RTS and you kind of want to do, like I said, the lazy man's version of RTS, it holds your hand, and I think it's a pretty decent game.
Okay. Pitch, what'd you play?
I played, you'll talk about it too. I played some Steep. That is, I want to classify that as the greatest chill game ever.
It is. It totally is.
But I fell into the trap where I gotta get gold, you son of a bitch.
Did you guys play?
It's like the freestyle ones where you hit the jumps and you get score.
Yeah.
Get scores. And I would get to you have to get 3,000 points, and I get to the end, I'd be like 2852. And I'm like, okay. It's like, and there's one jump left, but I fell at the second to last jump, and I just need like 150 points. I get like 85. I'm like, come on.
Did you guys play SSX? I guess it is. It's like one of the free games. Is it?
Yeah, SSX isn't as good. No,
not as good. No, but is it like
good. This game is graphically gorgeous? Just the sound of the snow when you're skiing or snowboarding over it is just. It's like it takes you like to a cold mountain, man.
Yeah,
it really does a good job. of what it's intended to do.
Excellent job. Yeah.
It's just like I was just sitting there, and it's just like, man, I don't want to shoot things. I just want to just jump in and just kind of relax, and this is just put you at ease.
Yeah, just veg out.
Yeah. I'm getting closer towards the end of The Last of Us Remastered. I gotta finish that game. That's my main goal, is to finish this game soon. It is really, really good.
You're getting close?
I think I'm either 2/3 or 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
Take a pick. I don't know. Whatever. And I also played another game on PS4. It was a free game a while ago. It's called Xeodrifter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, let me try it. It reminds me of Metroid.
Okay.
The original 2D Metroid.
That's cool.
Platformer type of thing?
Platformer. You get upgraded, like not missiles, but you upgrade your gun, and you can choose which kind of gun you want, like fast bullets or thicker, heavier bullets, or wave beam, or like a spread missile, or a spread gun. You can pick and choose what you want, and it gives you like other upgrades, like you can go underwater, you can you turn into a rocket and you go up into like the higher levels and other worlds, so you have to go back backtrack in other worlds to unlock more stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun. I would just if you download it, I would try it, Scotchy. It's just like it's another chill game, but it's kind of like
I was gonna say it's not stressful at all. Oh, it is frustrating.
It's a little like if you die, you go all the way back. So anything you collected up to that point, it's all erased. You have to go back and do it again.
Right.
And I also replayed Nuts and Bolts, the Banjo-Kazooie game.
Okay.
I just like platforming collectible games.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there. It was the one night, I think it was a couple nights ago after we played Gears 3. I was playing for like 2 hours to like 2 a.m. I was like, shit. I'm collecting all these jiggies and I should be going to bed.
Hey, speaking of platformers, are you interested at all in that Voodoo Vince remaster that's coming out?
That and Ukulele.
Okay. Yeah.
Into. I might pick Ukulele up, but I have the rare replay Nuts and Bolts Banjo-Kazooie games to finish first.
Okay. Myself, I played Steep, as Pigeon kind of mentioned. It is a really good game. And the one that I was kind of focusing on was some of the bone collectors. I don't know if you've seen those or not. Yeah, there's some of the ones that are really, really difficult, either free falls or, squirrel suit kind of flying squirrel suits, ones that are really close call to like mountainsides and or some holes and stuff. There's other ones where there's one jump just off the side of a cliff, but you end up trying to land. It's like get the highest amount of points possible, but if you do land, it ends up like you probably get smashed and die anyway, because once you land, you kind of go right off another like few 100-foot drop.
Right. I did the one where I had to get like fly close to the ground and go through like 3 like holes.
Okay.
It was insane. But my daughter loves when I smash into walls and just fall down the mountain.
Right. So yeah, I've been doing that. I played some Titanfall 2.
Yeah, I played that with you.
That
was a good time, actually.
Yeah.
It
was
I
actually
played multiplayer
really good.
once. Yeah,
Okay.
It was good.
And then I just kind of got back into Animal Crossing New Leaf again. There was an update that was done with the packet or with the game. The DS itself needed an update. The game needed an update.
Right? Amiibo compatibility? Yeah,
it added the Amiibo compatibility to the game, but it also added an additional visitor location and place to pick up like new collectible type of things like furniture and stuff like that. It's called the automobile campground. So it's like car camping.
Okay.
Where they had a regular
glamping.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they had a regular campground that you could add on as an extra, like through your mayoral duties. I don't know. You guys didn't play this at all, I guess, right?
No, I haven't had a chance.
Okay. So yeah, as the mayor or whatever, there's a few different projects that you can do in town to create different like things of interest.
Okay.
The ones like an outdoor fireplace. There's a bunch of benches that you can put around. You can get like a clock. There's like a bell of some sort, or then there was a campground. And every once in a while at the campground, because it just looks like these like a small wooden fence with a whole bunch of blocks inside of it. But every once in a while, some like animal from like another town will come and visit your town and set up a tent there, and then you can go in and talk to them and stuff. And if you visit them enough times on their visit or on their camping trip, you might even talk them into then coming and living in your town.
It's like Viva Pinata. Did you guys ever?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I wanted to try. I never played it.
But now they have this car camping site, which is off of the general map. It's like an addition off of the general map. And it's going to have one, like a new shopping area. There's like this hippie type of guy that plays the tambourine that's kind of there that you can talk to. And then he has things for sale that you won't be able to find in either of the 2 stores that are in the game as well. So it was a cool addition. And I'm really, really happy to get back into it again. So.
And it's free.
Yeah, exactly. It was a free update. So let's get into some news. Horizon Zero Dawn hits 1 out of the park.
I think we all saw this coming.
Maybe a ground roll double.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just busting on it because I know I think it was last week.
Here comes the hate train again.
I think last week I was a little rough on it, but it looks.
You can play the same game on Xbox One.
It looks awesome. It looks really good, visually and audio and all that good stuff.
Go ahead, Celk. Go ahead, say it. Go ahead. What's it remind you of?
Reminds me of Tomb Raider.
You can play the same game on Xbox.
No, it's funny. I think it was on IGN. The Lucy O'Brien, the one that reviewed it, she actually reviewed Rise of the Tomb Raider and gave them both the same score. So it's like,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. And somebody said in the comments, they're like, she kind of hinted it reminded her of Rise of the Tomb Raider. And I'm like, no shit. I noticed that like 5 minutes into watching the video, but
Now, environmentally though, because it it's visually stunning and all, and it gets a performance boost through the PS4 Pro via patch and stuff. But visually and like environmental, I guess like what kind of like what brings you in the environment, like the different animals and stuff like that. Does Tomb Raider really have all that?
Rise of the Tomb Raider is kind of open world, but really isn't.
yeah.
I mean,
I was gonna say all
really
of the Tomb Raiders I've
strict
played
limits.
are very linear.
Well, the Rise of the Tomb Raider is kind of more open world, a little bit. Like in between the main missions, when you progress further, you can like hunt for skin and to upgrade your weapons. And there's some
yeah, it's like,
Okay, well, I mean,
do.
it's like
the last Tomb Raider had that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rise of the Tomb Raider is probably like maybe I'm just trying to think like take The Witcher 3, like the first town that you're in. It's probably like 2/3 of that size, and it's broken out into like 5 or 6 different areas, but you still need to go through this one choke point to get to the next part. So there's
It is linear still.
yeah,
but
it's linear, but there's very like open, sparse areas of it, like Pigeon was saying, where you can hunt, bear or deer, rabbits, whatever you want to do for the pelts and the materials, because there is a little bit of an RPG element to it where you have to craft your weapons and upgrade your weapons and stuff like that. So that's what made me think of that a lot when I saw Horizon. But Horizon, with the whole take on the robotic creatures, is really cool.
I was
Yeah, and
gonna
it's supposed
say
to be
like some of
huge
them, just the
open
size
world,
of them and stuff. Right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is more of the Witcher type of game or a
Yeah, that's probably a perfect example. From what I've seen and heard, this is probably like The Witcher 3 size-wise with the gameplay of Rise of the Tomb Raider. Like,
Okay, all right.
sneak around with the bow and arrow and stuff like that.
Witcher Raider.
Yeah, Witcher Raider.
Witcher
there you
Raider.
go. But yeah, no, hats off to them. I was always saying this was the one game that kind of made me want a PS4, and it looks really good.
Yeah,
so
for like a split second, I almost bought it today.
and supposedly it got an
whenever
88 on Metacritic.
Yeah, it's real close.
I don't look at Metacritic, man. It's just full baloney.
I only look at it for I look at it for the critic reviews, just to kind of gauge and get a feel for things. It's like any other review site. When you look at the user reviews, it's all over the place, but it's a good reference point to just see, kind of feel for the industry as to what people are saying.
Right. All right. Microsoft news. Microsoft's E3 press event to be held on Sunday at 5
Upcoming
p.m.
Sunday?
For 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it's June 11th, which is a Sunday, which is pretty awesome because
It previously always been on Monday afternoon, around noon, I think.
yeah, I used to always have to take a half a day at work or take off of work, but
Right from home.
yeah, I think
But now it'll be Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it'll be approximately a 2-hour show.
4
hopefully,
p.m.
well,
Central
you
Time.
think it'll be 2 hours, or will it be the 90 minutes it's always been?
I think it'll be 90 minutes.
I don't know, man. If they're going to talk about Xbox One and Scorpio together,
Yeah,
I think they're going to stretch it out.
that's my thought. They're going to be talking about Scorpio hardware and games. So, do they need the 2 hours for it? I don't. That's the whole big question. Either way, I'm going to be over at Scotchy's for cookout.
Yeah.
Oh, Scotty's this year, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I called it early.
Are you actually gonna burn a chicken?
I'm letting him cook this time. So
You're gonna have like veggie kebabs all day
that's fine. I'll eat
And-
kebabs.
and hummus.
No, it's
I'll just have
it's exciting.
Texas barbecue and tacos all day.
Send us pictures.
Mm.
No.
All right. For Calc's pleasure, Games with Gold for March of 2017 on Xbox One. Evolve Ultimate Edition.
So excited. Now I'm
Games with
just
Gold.
finally it's free. Now I can finally play it for free.
Remember, Kel, if it was below $30, I'm gonna buy it. Support the developers.
All right. And,
it's free. I can't wait.
and Layers of Fear.
Did you guys see anything on Layers of Fear? It actually looks a lot like the old Scotchy. Remember the old games like Mist and Seventh Guest and stuff like that.
Yes.
It's a lot like that, but like
It's supposed to be
horror.
based on a painter who wants to paint a masterpiece, but goes through like all these psychological problems or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seems bizarre.
It looks pretty decent. I don't know what kind of like reviews or scores it got from other people, but definitely looks creepy, but not like Outlast creepy. So, maybe worth checking out since it's free.
All right, and on the Xbox 360 is Borderlands 2. Like we don't already have that.
Glad I spent the money on that.
And Heavy Weapon.
You got the pre-sequel and Borderlands 1, so shut your mouth. You got it for what, $25?
I got it.
And he has been playing the crap out of it.
I got it for like $17.99 or something.
When was the last time you actually played it?
The one time we played it all together.
The one time you guys played.
Doesn't the Flans Bros have it? We should get them in it. Yeah. I think Space Flans has it. At least.
All right, Nintendo news. Nintendo reveals digital file sizes for select Switch titles.
So do you?
It's a digital file.
Are they
sizes.
going to let you use external drive, or do you guys have to get like those little SD cards?
External drive is. I think they said it's gonna come at a later time.
Of course,
But
just like it did with Xbox or One and PS4.
Yeah, and then I thought One was out of the gate and Wii U was out of the gate. They can support.
I thought Xbox One was after the original kickoff.
It was like 2 months after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
and then,
It wasn't with release.
You could do micro SD cards, which I was pricing, and I was looking at somebody compared like the specs for the Nintendo branded ones that's made by Hori, and the ones I was looking at was like $70 for a 256 gigabyte one, but wasn't comparable to what they were doing. So I'm like skeptical on what I should buy. I have no idea what you need certain criteria like the read speed and the whole bunch of other stuff. And now I'm just like scared whether I should go digital or not.
All right. Well, the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is around 13.4 gigabytes. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is 7+ gigabytes. Nipper Clips is 1.6 gigabytes.
I'm
and
buying
Dragon Quest Heroes is 1 and 2. Sorry, is around 32 gigs.
Which is more than what your internal memory. So it comes with 32 gigabytes, but you have available 25. I guess the rest is for the operating system.
I still don't understand how it only comes with 32.
Yeah, I don't get what their reasoning is for limiting people on the hard drive.
To keep it priced down, I guess.
But that's pathetic. 32 gig, like that's.
I mean, we thought the Xbox One when it came out of the gate with 500 was still kind of.
Yeah. I mean, smartphones have more memory or more hard drive space than this thing.
Dude, it's like they're giving Nintendo a pass. They're like, oh, okay, it's Nintendo. 32 gigabyte, that's fine.
Yeah, it should have been.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing but praise going along with it.
I mean, at least like 250 or something.
Yeah, should have been
right.
256 or 500. But
right. All right. The eShop purchases for the Nintendo Switch are now tied to an online account instead of locking digital purchases to a console.
Thank God. Holy Mac.
Yeah.
Dude, if you trade it in your console, you're screwed. You don't have any of those games.
So is this like a kind of a gateway for the possibility of like your games being linked to your profile and they could be backwards?
Well, that's what it is.
But backwards compatible, maybe?
No, because the Wii U back, it was always you needed the disc into the system.
Right.
Because it was always anything you bought digitally was tied to that console.
Okay.
Which again was kind of a pain in the ass because I never ended up doing the save over from the Wii to the Wii U.
I did. It took like 3 hours.
Yeah, you have to do like a whole transfer thing if you wanted to play your games and get all your save files and everything for the backwards compatibility.
I think you had to put something on like a memory card.
I never did it, so I have no idea. But I like this fact because then it's like if you want to add it on later, that's or whatever the next console is. It's a great option.
Welcome
It's
to
needed.
the world, Nintendo. It's 2017.
21st century. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
All right, the Nintendo Switch Pro controller lasts for 40 hours of gameplay.
Nice.
That is amazing.
That's 40 hours of actual gameplay and not just sitting around while being on.
Well, does that include the HD Rumble, or is it just the regular Rumble?
They didn't say about the Pro controller having the HB Rumble.
HB
didn't
or
mention
HD Rumble?
HD. They didn't say it haven't. They didn't mention that. They mentioned the Joy-Cons having it, but they didn't say anything about the Pro Controller.
Yeah, that's a
having
good point. I don't think they ever mentioned anything. I would assume, because how the hell can you talk about HD Rumble on the one but not the other?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
No, it's got to be just like the normal Rumble with like the PS4 and the 360, the Xbox.
Speaking of PS4, how many hours do you get out of that controller?
Yeah, the
7 seconds.
DualShock gets the DualShock 4 gets around 7 to 8 hours of gameplay, and the Xbox One controller has around 20, depending on the batteries that you're using. You know how those rechargeable pads that
20
you get.
hours. 20 hours is pretty good, but like I think Scotchy and I griped about this on multiple episodes. It's just like you watch a show on Netflix and then it's like down to 2 bars. It's like
Yeah, I don't understand why the controller doesn't turn itself off. It just seems like such an
do you
easy
notice
thing
if you
to
turn
do.
it off that if you turn the controller off, it freezes whatever you're doing and you can't do anything until you turn
I
it back
haven't
on.
tried. No, I just always let it sit on.
So I'm like, oh damn, let me just turn this off, and it's like Netflix is paused.
Nobody's watching anymore because you guys actually turn the controller off, you idiots.
You turn the controller off, means the console's off now.
Yeah, I did not notice that. All right, multi-platform news. Ghost Recon Wildlands, the open beta is out, and we played it. I didn't play it. You two did.
Played it, but
or
I think
we
you
will
could
after this
download-
episode is recorded.
Yeah, you could download the alpha now or something, the open alpha or the open beta.
The open beta, I guess it runs
Open
off of the technical alpha that we played. It's just
Yeah, I think you can download it now, Scotchy, if you want to look for it and download it.
Okay.
well, at least
comes
start it because it's like 23 gigs or something like that.
Yeah, it comes out on the February 23rd.
All right, so in comparison to like the level of excitement of having played or experienced Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, and The Division, what do you think?
I think Celk and I mentioned about how it's kind of similar to Division. The gameplay wise, like the cover system isn't as good as Division.
Well,
Okay.
I'd kind
Is it a cover shooter?
I'd kind of argue that though. It's not like a hug to something like
Yeah,
the
you
Division.
can't press A to something like in the Division,
Yeah.
but it's like you duck down behind something and that's your cover. It doesn't feel like you're in cover though. I don't know.
So it's not a cover shooter.
No, it's more like a tactical
It's-
scout.
It's like tactical fluid. It's not a cover.
Okay.
I go in guns blazing in a car with all my AI, just shoot the place up.
Will Ubisoft do this right, you think, Pitch?
From what I played, I think they had some issues with it. Like I wasn't graphically impressed. I mean, it was impressive, but
Oh,
the
you
game
played
turned
what,
out
the
bad.
beta or the beta or the alpha?
I played the alpha.
Well, of course they're going to dial it back.
Maybe, I don't know, but it was only one province that was open. It wasn't the whole game.
Right, but again, I think they dial it back just to test whatever they're actually looking to test. I don't think they or they put
Or how
everything
much
into
traffic is
graphically.
in it on the
Right,
servers.
yeah.
That's true. I mean, but
Hopefully, at least you
from
can
what
say.
I took from the alpha, I mean, it wasn't graphically impressive as like the Division or Destiny.
Well, then again,
That-
along those lines, Watch Dogs 2 wasn't that, or I wasn't as graphically impressed as I was expecting, I guess.
You don't have the Pro. That's why.
That's probably why.
I don't know. I think games in general, not just Ghost Recon Wildlands, but games in general are just getting
Games.
are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Not file size, but like worldwide.
Worldwide. And do you think that with doing the worldwide, do you think when making a game, they're going to themselves, okay, guys, we're either going to go graphically stunning or we're going to go huge world? Do you think they're making that decision and having to lose graphic clarity with going with a larger world, or
No, I think it's a matter of here's our concept. We want to do this big open world game, and we want to shoot for the benchmark graphically as much as we can, close to Division for like a Ubisoft game. And
okay, well, that's the thing. It's like, you have Division and Destiny out there, which are kind of like graphic marvels.
Yeah, but when they get into it, it's like shit. We got to cut back on. Do we do 30 frames per second? Do we do 900p on the Xbox and PS4? It's always 1080p.
Do you think It's just that they don't have the the graphic technicians and stuff, or the designers.
No, I just think
to
they
be able to
probably
do
bite
the
off more.
same quality, or
They just probably bite off more than they can chew.
you think it's that, or do you really, or you don't think it has anything to do with them like not wanting to invest in it because it's like, all right, well, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot more time than we want to. We want to get the games out every 2 years and make the money off it that we can.
No, it's kind of like their risk reward. Like if this game's a big hit, then we're going to make tons of money. But it's if we scale it back, then not many people will play because they'll show how inferior it is to other games.
But again, they're not going graphically advanced with this game. From what you're saying,
Maybe it's like you said. Like maybe they dialed it back. I mean, from all the previews and stuff, it looked great, but that might be running on a PC on high settings. What Ubisoft usually does for Watch Dogs 2014, E3. So I don't know. I mean,
Assassin's Creed, it looks good, but there's still that graphical
and all the glitches with people walking in midair, and
yes, it still seems like they're just not dialing it up to the expectations of like a Destiny or a Division or something like that. And I'm wondering if it is that they're just not putting the time in to be able to get that clarity out of it, because they just need to get these games out. Because I mean, when was the last Ghost Recon that came out? It's like they are doing these every 2 years now. Or Destiny's like, okay, we're developing this for like 8 years, and then we're gonna keep the game rolling for like another 10.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, for Destiny, they said 10-year cycle, and we're going on year 3 almost.
Yeah, and they're already talking about Destiny 2.
It was just coming out this fall, but digressing from the point, I think this game will hit the benchmark. I think a lot of people like myself will be comparing it to Division because it's a Ubisoft game. But I think if you put the comparison to the side and put it at its own category, I think this game will be amazing.
Okay.
But we played the Division so much, like I'm expecting to take from all their older games and blend it into the newer games. Like the cover system from the Division should go into this. The graphical.
Now they're both Ubi, but there were different developers on this, right?
Yeah, they are different developers, which is true. But don't they use all the same engine, the Frostbite engine? Like I'm just like the cover system. I don't know why I'm getting caught up on this, but I want to run and hit the A button to get behind cover.
Yeah. Well, I wish there was the same controls in all the games. Right.
Yeah,
yes.
Division was a cover shooter, and this game is not a cover shooter. It is a tactical shooter, which is
with the cover option.
Yeah, you have the drone to scout, you have the binoculars to scout, and then you put if you're playing by yourself, you put your AI in certain positions to do a sync shot where you could take out 3 to 4 guys at one time.
Right.
So I guess what I'm doing is I'm blending these two games as they're the same thing. They're the same category, so they should be compared to each other, which it's probably just apples to oranges.
Yeah. Okay.
When you play it, you'll see that my gripes with the cover system, how I shouldn't compare it to it, but like you said, you just wish some of the games have the similar functions and similar inputs for each of the keys.
Right. And I wonder if that's just the designer preference more so than it is player preference, but you'd think that people would start to take that into consideration when they are developing their games, knowing, okay, all these players that have been playing these games have been playing, the majority of something like Destiny, something like Call of Duty, something like Battlefield, and they all have a very similar palette of your controls right out of the box without having to go in and do any adjustments, by itself.
Right, and this just came to me. It's like you wish you had, like when we were playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, it's like, man, these controls should be the basis for every single first-person shooter.
Right, yeah.
But you know what? Games get bigger and more involved, and some games get more tactical and more RPG-ish, so it's kind of split off from there. And then you expect the Division just to be like the standard now for cover shooters.
Right.
But things get bigger and more involved. It's just like where do you stop? I guess you don't. You just keep on evolving.
Yeah.
Controller system. Pretty soon we're gonna have pushing down the right bumper and left trigger and A button to do something different. It's just
Well, I was gonna say like the Elite controllers having the 4 buttons underneath. I mean, I don't even take advantage of that yet. I think that's gonna be a standard moving forward.
I'm scared, but those buttons are just gonna be with the Elite controller. What are they called?
They're
the
dupes.
triggers. What are they called? The triggers in the back or the paddle shifts?
Paddle, yeah.
Yeah, the paddles. They're going to be linked. They're linked to the X, Y, B, and A buttons.
Right, but I think moving
LT.
forward, they're going to have them be individuals. I mean, once we, continue, as this continues, I think they're just going to continue because they want to make the controller as close to a keyboard as possible. And on a keyboard, you have that endless options with doing those, the quick key, right, and everything else. So it's like, to do that, you have to add additional functionality to the controllers. And I think right now, those bottom buttons are the next way to go, especially when you have 3 of your fingers pretty much not doing anything.
I'm making a prediction. Scorpio's going to have an Elite Pro. It's going to have 8 paddles and 8 buttons on the front. It's going to have a roller mouse, like one of those like roller ball
right in the middle.
Things. Yeah, right in the middle. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yay or nay on your beer? Still yay?
Yeah, it's still a yay, and hopefully I didn't slur too many words in that segment.
No, that was good. I'm gonna say that Celk's still a yay. He didn't say whether or not before he left, but I'm gonna assume so. And this Murphy's, it's nice. It's a good substitute to a Guinness. It's got that same very much smooth stout flavor like Guinness. So
could it be the low percent of alcohol in it that's making it real smooth?
Probably. Yeah, you don't have that like aftertaste of like alcohol at all, like you do on the higher alcohol content beers. Like there's a little tiny bite up front, like the stout type of, dark roast flavor. But yeah, it could be the lower alcohol that cuts down on the burn at the end that kind of gives it that smooth taste. Yeah.
Do all stouts have chocolate in it, or is that just an assumption?
I think that's just an assumption. I'm not sure though, because some of them call it out as a chocolate stout and some of them don't. But
maybe it's the coffee flavor. It's like you have the coffee in the stouts, and people just compare it with chocolate coffee for beer.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's only certain types, though.
Oh, Jesus Christmas! Who the hell are you? Get off our podcast.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's only certain ones that have the actual chocolate mixed in, though.
Yeah, before we go, Cuck, what do you think of Ghost Recon Wildlands? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
real quick.
All right. Yeah, well, let's get a refill, and we'll be back with the Brown Breeze.
For more from the Loaded Couch, check us out on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
Hey, if you like me, follow me on Twitch and Twitter at Pigeon Pegleg. Yeah! What's going on, guys? This is Cataclysmic Doom. Make sure to check me out on Twitch and Twitter at Cataclysmic Doom.
Hey, this is Scotchhound. If you want to hear more from me, you can check me out on Twitter at Scotchhound_LC or on Twitch at Scotchhound. All right, we're back at the Brown Breeze section of the show. Assuming Celk's got the same beer.
And he's back.
Finally. Where the hell was I?
Games. He was fluffing his ferns.
Yeah, I was out watering the ferns.
Celk, you still on the Unorthodox?
Yeah, I'm still drinking the Unorthodox from Two Roads. It's about reached its peak, I think.
It's slowly becoming not good.
Well, it's good, but I think 2's the limit. It's a 4-pack, but there's no way in hell I'm sitting drinking all 4 of these.
Is that because of the high alcohol content or just the flavor?
Just the flavor. It's like it's not getting smooth. Like at the end of the first bottle, it seemed like it was smoothing out, but now it's just kind of that rye taste is just hanging around in my mouth, and I'm really not enjoying it too much.
It's not that British term for molasses taste.
The trio or whatever the hell it is.
Treacle.
Treacle, fecal.
Yeah.
Fecal, yeah, poop.
All right, myself, I have the Murphy Stout still, and Pidge
is feeling fucking mighty good right now with the
your
Melange
number 14. All right, Diary of the Mouth, Bernie Satrum.
Bernie Sanders.
No, Satrum.
Feel the point.
And Vernon Lanning, 2 North Dakota representatives, have some ideas for how women should be spending their Sunday mornings.
Cook 'em, eat breakfast.
Spread your legs, bitch.
Yes, according to Satram, women should spend their Sunday mornings bringing their husbands breakfast in bed.
Chuck's like, that's weird. It's normal
Satram
for
said
men.
that Sundays should be devoted to spending time with your wife, your husband, making him breakfast, bringing it to him in bed, and then after that, go take your kids for a walk.
Take the kids out. I'm tired. Got a belly full of meat and eggs.
Okay, so Representative Lanning also chimed in. I don't know about you, but my wife has no problem spending everything I earn in 6.5 days, he said. And I don't think it hurts at all to have a half day off.
I work hard for my wife to spend it. I want the morning off on Sunday.
She spends it faster than I make it.
I got to find out how old these guys are. I'm going to look it up right now.
Seriously.
They're just a bit
Bernie.
sexist. I mean, just a tad.
Satcham. Let's see. Bernie Satcham from North Dakota.
Yes, and Vernon Lanning.
I want to see how old he is.
All right, while you're looking that up, while performing a routine appendectomy on a 16-year-old girl, Japanese surgeons uncovered an ovarian tumor containing bits of hair, a thin plate of bone, and a miniature brain. What?
That wasn't a tumor. That was a person growing inside of her.
Appendectomy.
Did you guys like those brownies I made you? Because my hair was in them. Now I'm inside you forever.
Come here,
All right,
so
so
gross.
did you find Bernie Satcham's age?
No, I didn't. It's
All right, let's move on to this disgusting thing. All right, the unusual teratoma, a tumor containing tissue or organ components, measured 4 inches across, so it was hard to miss. Analysis revealed clumps of greasy matted hair and a 1-inch wide brain-like structure covered by a thin rudimentary skull.
That's so gross.
Tetratomas are known to trigger psychological problems such as personality changes, paranoia, confusion, agitation, seizures, and memory loss. This likely happens as a result of the body trying to get rid of the alien brain matter.
She had an alien growing inside of her. That's disgusting.
Crazy, dude. I mean, look at the thing. Like, I don't know if that's just a section of the piece. It looks like a frog.
It looks like a fucking testicle with hair.
Freaking xenomorph. Speaking of aliens.
Oh my gosh, dude. I wonder what Neil deGrasse Tyson thinks of this.
Now, I'm wondering where it was because they
Alien
said they went
body.
in for an appendectomy. So I mean, it's
Yeah,
kind
were they
of
like, so he was going down in her junk.
that's what I'm wondering. I mean, because the uterus is kind of close to there.
I was going to say,
No,
maybe this
dude.
is like some kind of self-evolution thing where she's just
Yep.
growing
The
her own
appendix
kid
is
in
off
there.
on the left.
It's got to be like a twin or something, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, there you
Tetratoma.
go. That's,
So maybe.
that's true. It could be like some twin that she ate when she was being
In the
had.
womb.
In the
She
womb.
ate the alien baby.
Oh my God.
Or maybe she was pregnant and was fucking laid up on her ovary with a brain and hair.
The dingo ate my baby.
All right, so moving on. One of the most recognizable women of all time is Elisa del Giocondo,
Who is
the
it?
model for Leonardo's painting.
Leonardo DiCaprio's painting? Right.
That's
You
what I was
almost
gonna
said DiCaprio.
You almost,
Leonardo da Vinci's
you almost said you
painting
love him. You
was
almost-
recorded buying snail water.
Mhm.
The main use of snail water in pre-modern medicine was to combat sexually transmitted diseases, including syphilis.
You're never going to look at her the same. You're going to think her junk has like bubbles and barnacles on it.
That's why she had that smirk on her face.
She's like, I got venereal barnacles on my vagina.
All right, so the Pharmacopoeia,
Yeah, do it. Nice.
Purpurium, 1718, from 1718, gives this recipe as take garden snails cleansed and bruised 6 gallons, earthworms washed and bruised 3 gallons, of common wormwood, ground ivy, and carduus, Each 1.5 pounds. Ew. All right, so garden snails, cleaned and bruised, 6 gallons of those. Earthworms washed and bruised, 3 gallons of those. And then common wormwood, which is a hallucinogen. Ground ivy, wondering what kind of ivy, if it's just
poison.
Another hallucinogen. Fuck it. That's just.
And cardus, which I'm not sure what cardus is.
This is a relative of the fern.
So what's with the snails?
Wormwood, ground ivy, and cardus at 1.5 pounds.
What's with the snails and the worms being bruised? What do? Like beat the shit out of them? Punch them? Like mash them up?
Yeah, maybe. Just kind of lightly jostled around.
Cardus is a genus of flowering plants in the aster family.
Okay.
Asteraceae.
Okay. Yeah, aster family.
Yeah.
All right, so ground ivy, wormwood, earthworms, garden snails, and aster.
Yes.
So this did
Delicious.
nothing for her syphilis.
Lot,
it just
man.
made her hallucinate and think she was.
Yeah, seriously. Where are you rubbing that stuff?
I call that a protein shake.
Yeah.
Get all buff
Yeah,
and
with
shit.
that amount of snails and earthworms, I would imagine that's exactly what it was. It's a protein shake with a mind trip in the middle. Holy crap. Okay, anyway, moving on. Questions from listeners. The first question comes from @MethMouthMan.
Man.
That's yeah. Hey, mans. I be itching all the time. Is it cold in here? What? Sorry. I is high on meth, but needed to share this with all the meth listeners. We all
have meth listeners.
we never know. We all know that meth kicks your teeth's ass. So I did some research. Turns out an Alzheimer's drug regenerates rotten teeth. So meth world, gobble up some damn pills. Also, how many cavities do you have?
First of all, for the listeners, the picture's disgusting. Looks like
Dude's got a horse
Kelp's
teeth, man.
asshole.
How do they all?
It looks like Kelp's asshole teeth.
that's nice.
First off, they're like horse teeth. They're all like aimed outward. Look at him, dude.
And shaded black around the borders.
Yeah. Oh god.
And missing and like bulbous and
8 inches long. Because there's like no gums up in there. It's all teeth right to the bone. Ugh, disgusting. All right, so Pitch, how many cavities do you have?
Growing up as a kid, I actually had a superstition. If I ate candy before I went to the dentist, I wouldn't get cavities. I used to eat like a half a pack of Skittles.
Okay.
And because the first time I did it, I had no cavities, and the second time I just had like 15.
Yeah,
I had exaggeration. I probably had a total of like 4 or 5 cavities. None since when I was a kid.
Nice. Calc? And all right, so myself, I think I'm kind of similar to where you are right now. I have like 4 or 5 myself. Although right now I think I have 2. I have one really, really big one in my one wisdom tooth in the back right top. It's actually kind of disgusting. I need to have it pulled.
Wait, you have your wisdom teeth still?
Yeah. The dentist said I had plenty of room in my mouth for them to come in. They all came in nice and straight too.
You're one of the lucky ones.
Good lord.
Yeah.
I got mine all yanked out.
I remember.
Did you go under?
Hell yeah, and I
Just
remember
the
parts
laughing
of
cats.
it too, because my one was impacted into my jawbone, and I kind of,
I'll be back.
I kind of woke up, and I recall very brief moments of him like tugging and breaking the tooth, and, like that was impacted in my jaw. It was disgusting.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for the question @MethMouthMan. That picture's gross. Our next question comes from. Sorry, next and last question comes from @NedFlandersDad. Howdy ho, neighbor. I heard you guys ripping Celk for his freckles. Are they real? If so, you are so lucky. I wish I had freckles. That's why I'm getting freckles tattooed on my face. It's the latest trend, and it's what I'm missing in my life. Also, Celk, the British Journal of Dermatology suggests that 11 or more moles on one arm may mean a higher risk of the deadly skin cancer, melanoma.
That's good to know. I definitely don't have more than
moles. Okay, that's moles. That's
they're saying
freckles.
moles.
So you're
Obviously
covered with freckles.
I'm covered in freckles, so I'm royally screwed if that's the case. But
I'm wondering if the freckles are kind of pushing out the moles. You don't have any room left on your skin for moles to populate. Because you're still freckles.
I got a couple moles like on my back and stuff like that, but nothing. I think I got one or two. I should have gotten checked out by now, but live life on the edge. What the hell?
Getting tattooed, freckles tattooed on my face.
Yeah, I don't get that whole desire. I mean, it got a little Morgan Freeman look going on there with the. Do you remember Morgan Freeman in what was it, Robin Hood? Yeah, didn't he have like a shitload of freckles on his face or something?
I don't remember that. Which Robin Hood? The one with
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Really? He was in that?
Yeah, he was.
Who the hell was he? Merlin?
He was the chic guy, the guy that walked around with the carpet, the Muslim guy.
I don't remember that movie whatsoever. I mean, I remember the movie, but I just don't remember him being in the movie. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was like forever indebted to him. Like I think because he saved him from the prison or something.
Right.
He was like, since you did that, I'm like forever your servant or whatever it be.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you for the statement at Ned Flanders' dad. Well, that does it for the questions. So let's wrap up with our beer yays and nays. Celk, you still a yay? Or you moved into a nay finally?
I'll still keep it as a yay. I mean, it's a decent beer. It's just like,
is it something that you think would be better if you just did one and then spaced it out and maybe like a week later did one?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a maximum of 2. I'm down to the bottom swill of my second bottle here, and that's about the maximum. So I'd still say it's a yay. It's good enough to have 2, but yeah, if you
still doing your beef,
yeah, and if you like, if you think it could be very well like some kind of summer cookout, like I said, with beef. And something that you're just drinking real slow. It's definitely not a beer that you're going to be chugging a bunch of.
Right. Okay. Myself, yay on my Murphy's. It's just good. It's good and smooth. And I'm going to, since Pidge isn't back, I don't think. No, he's not. I'm going to say yay for him as well. He's nice and toasty. I wonder if he's in the bathroom puking right now.
I think he's definitely a yay. He's like.
All right, that does it for the show. Thanks, everybody, for listening. If you get a chance, check us out on YouTube and Facebook. We're starting to update YouTube. You can leave us some messages and stuff. You can also find us at The Loaded Couch on gmail.com. At The Loaded Couch on Twitter and at The Loaded Couch at gmail.com if you want to hit us up with any questions or comments. And otherwise, we will look forward to you guys stopping by next time. Talk to you later.
Later.